Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Breakfast with Blaha. And today we're going to talk about the mindset I've used going into this cut to deal with strength loss on it. Because it's something that I have to do. It's something that I need to do for the long term, for competitive endeavors, for health, everything else. I need to just trim the extra body fat off that I've used, that I've bulked, over the years here, to get bigger, to build a base, to get to a lot of the numbers that I had reached. But it's time to just trim the body fat off. And I've covered this before, but people are still asking a lot about it. And so to understand the mindset, when I got pretty much at the highest point, bulking at 241, my goal was, hey, I want to get to that 700-pound squat, right, in the 220 and try to knock down that record for the Masters 2 coming up, because again, I'll have to compete in the next few years to do all that. And I wasn't feeling too good. Once I got past about 230, I did not feel good anymore. I could tell it was affecting my health, but I had my mind set on this 700 squat. But then I started realizing, I don't know if this is a good idea. And then I started waking myself up. I was snoring so loud that I heard the snorts in my sleep, and it woke me up. I was snoring so loud that I woke myself up. And I had just weighed in at 241 at that point. And this is a few months back. 241. That scared me. And I don't mean my snoring scared me itself, like, oh, I was terrified because the sound was loud. Because of sleep apnea and the fact that I'm 44 years old. I'll be 45 by the end of this year. That scared me. That was a health concern. Because that is, anyone out there who's got a medical background, any medical doctors or anything listening, you guys understand. Lifter who's 240 pounds, who is snoring so loud they wake themselves up. Massive red flag. I realized that morning that if I continue down this path to try to get that 700-pound squat at my age, it was going to kill me. Okay. I could be dead in 5 years. Right? Be realistic here. I'm not a young guy. Could kill me. So, I decided to start cutting, and I started cutting immediately. Set out a game plan and started my cut that day. And at first I said I need to get to 210. But then I realized as I started coming along, no, I need to get to 200. Doesn't mean I'm not going to bulk and cut more. I'm going to need to gain more muscle, lose more fat. I need to compete at 198. That's where I need to compete. And I don't need a 700 squat to break records there. Right? I don't need it. It's not necessary. I don't really have to hit bigger squats or deadlifts to be extremely competitive in multiple federations and to knock down records in multiple federations. I don't have to get stronger than the best lifts I've done at a heavier body weight already. Benching I might need to, which we'll work on. Squat and deadlift I don't have to. Not necessary. Lower hanging fruit. I just have to keep the strength or rebuild any strength I lose cutting. And I've been losing strength cutting. People have noticed. And you know what? I've been chill about it. And the thing is, because I'm not letting it get to me, so it's not going to be one of those things where a troll would be able to come in and say, oh, you're getting weaker, and laugh or whatever. It's not going to bother me because I've made that choice already. It was my mindset of saying, okay, I can't sit up at this higher body weight. I'm going to have to go down quite a bit. It's important for my health. All right, I have to do it. Like this is dangerous. All right, it's dangerous to be at that high of a body weight at my age with the snoring and stuff. So I had to change my mindset because normally I am strength first, strength everything. And the strength first is still my mindset. But for a while, I'm having to say, okay, this cut and my health, my literal life on the line potentially here, has to be a number one priority. Strength is going to have to be number two for a while. And if I'm careful with the cut, focus on body composition, and focus on body composition a ton after the cut, I can rebuild all the muscle and strength that I had, and possibly more, at a lighter body weight. But I have to rip that Band-Aid off. I can't do it this time of saying, oh, well, I can just bulk up a lot heavier and I can trim it off later. No, I need to trim it off now. Trim it off now, go down to 200 pounds. And then I can bulk and cut inside of a 10-pound window like my clients do. Again, let's come over to, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I have clients who do 10-pound bulks, and then we cut. Advanced lifters, like, again, one of my guys who we took him from 170 to 180 over the course of a year. Took his squat from 450 to 500, 300 bench, 315 bench. Low 500s deadlift, just pulled 565, okay, at 180. And then we'll trim him down. We'll trim him down to 175, do a 5-pound cut. Then he can bulk to 180 again. Okay. I need to do the same thing. I need to get to 200. I can bulk up to 210, bulk and cut in that window. But I need to stay in that window, right? That's where I need to be. Ideally, for health purposes, and later for competitive purposes. Because if I stay in that window, anytime I jump up down the road and say, you know what? I feel like doing a meet in 2 weeks, just randomly. I'm ready to do them at that point. I don't have to announce it. I can just do it. Since I do conjugate, I can stay peak year round. Not a big deal. Be able to make weight in 2 weeks anytime I want. Some cases, depending on where, if I'm down at the 200, I can make weight in a few days. Take no planning. 5 days. If I'm at 210, I need about 7 or 8 days. Maybe 10 to guarantee to make weight. Not a problem. Puts me in a good position. But I had to adopt the mindset of the strength has to become number 2. Because you want to know what kills strength? Heart attacks. Heart attacks kill strength. Okay? If I'm over here snoring that loudly and showing serious signs of sleep apnea, I've either got to then sleep in a CPAP or I'm going to be risking a heart attack. All right? A heart attack would kill my strength pretty quickly. It's not an option. It's not an option. And we can't play like that. And it's the same thing, it's about pulling the Band-Aid off. Just like you get kids who are like, oh, I'm scared to bulk. You need to pull, just like I'm having to do this cut, no, you need to just rip the Band-Aid off and accept that you're going to have to bulk and you're going to lose your abs. Or else you're never going to build the base to be where you need to be. Right? So it's the same sort of compromise that a guy who wants abs has to make when he bulks. Because if he needs to gain another 10 pounds or 15 pounds of muscle to look like he lifts, he's going to have to bulk. He's got to put on 25 pounds. He has to, or he'll never reach his goal. Trim it off later. Again, delayed gratification. In my case, strength is number 1, but I need to be at a competitive weight. I need to be healthy. Okay? It has to take priority, and again, it just has to be followed through. And at this point, I'm 23 pounds in. The day this is filmed, and I don't know what day it's going to come, this video is going to come up. I'm 218 right now. I started at 241. That's 23 pounds. 23 pounds. All right? All right. Past the halfway point. Just got to run home. That's it. You got to make it to home base. We're already past second base. Got to run past third and back to the home plate, to put it in baseball terms. And so in this case, I'm willing to accept some temporary strength loss. I'm willing to accept it, trying to minimize it the best I can. But I accepted that when I started this process. I accepted it, that it was going to be part of the cost. It was part of the price I was going to have to pay. And I accepted it. Just like, you tell guys, you're going to have to accept gaining some body fat to get big. You have to. And if you can't, then you're never going to reach your goal. And it's the same case here. You have to delay that gratification for a while. Having to give something up in the short term to get something that I want in the bigger picture. So we have to change our priorities when that happens. And we're not really changing the priorities, are we? It's just delaying gratification. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.